Hey guys, systems do the work. I'm Greg Rower, the systems coach. I'm just going to show you a quick solution here that Microsoft has for us. So we have the vibe.powerapps.com available to us with a Microsoft business subscription. Whether you have a premium or a standard license, you get this as part of the stack now. It's different to Power Apps itself. It's a preview version. So it is currently in preview, but what we're going to do today is we're going to look at building an application. We're going to prompt it, fully vibe coded, so no coding at all. We're going to put it in the plan stage here. So it's going to plan this out and we're going to ask it for a time tracking app. Pretty similar to something like Clockify or any other app out there. This is all going to be grounded inside the Microsoft suite. So all the data will stay internal and you can ship it to your team. So let's just see how this works. So you can see here the prompt has been injected and it's thinking away. Here we go. Put something back. It's going to ask me a couple of questions. It's going to ask us to read over the plan. So let's just keep going. We'll read over this plan. Yeah, we accept the plan. Let's go. And you can see it's taken us to another little screen here. It's going to start building away and I'll come back when it has done something. You can see here a little progress tracker of what it's actually doing. Here we go. It's fetching the application for us now. We're going to see it populate the screen. Right now, it's building the dashboards, the timesheets, settings, and the reports UI. All right, may have hit an error here. If we can just reload it out. All right, just as I copied that over, here we go. Seems to have worked out its issues, and we have our app ready to go. So what have we got? It's implemented the plan. Implemented timekeeper was requested, 3 table module. All right, so we can see that by coming up to the data here. We can see what it's built with us for the data modules. Here we've got a client, project, and a time entry. All right, and here's that plan we had earlier. All right, and then we can go back over to the app itself. All right, so it looks pretty cool. The dashboard, timesheet, we've got the clients here. We can add a project, toggle over to add a client, and we've got our reports function. All just like that. Simple, just from one prompt and waiting 10 minutes for it to spin it up. So you can see here we can quickly get an example application that could very easily be pushed through once we've tested it out to make sure all these buttons work. So we've got a manual entry here. Let's add in testing the entry. Okay, save that. We can start stop timer, change it from what we're working on. Test entry stop. It adds it to it. Test entry here. Yeah. So it clears the tables for us because this app is using draft tables, not tested yet. We haven't pushed through the actual go ahead to build these tables out. But you can see here though that we can safely test this application. We can come into the timesheets. We can come around. We can see that things aren't working. If we want them to work, we need to publish the application and have it build through. We can refine it by coming in. We can click this toggle inline edits, right? And then we can click on something and then we can actually say, hey, can you make this button work? This isn't working. You know, can you change timesheets to something else? Can we change this section? Any of that, we can do that there. We can run a mobile preview screen to see how it would look on a mobile, see what it looks like on a tablet if we wanted to deploy to a tablet, and see how we wanted to look at for deploying to desktop experience, whether that be Teams or on a SharePoint site. But you can see here we've got the code. It is a coded application. Currently, the code itself can't be edited in here. I cannot edit, it's read only. I hope that one day we'll be able to bring Copilot in to actually code and edit in here when we have a problem, or if we are a bit more in tune to the coding side of things, we can actually do this ourselves. But for now, getting from the thought of what we need, what kind of application does the team need, get it out of our heads onto a canvas like this using Power Apps, very simple, really easy look to get the demo application and then look to publish it to the team. So I think, you know, very easily we can get sold on the world of vibe coding for these applications out there that Claude Code could build inside of IDEs like Visual Code Studio, Visual Studio Code, but those solutions need to be hosted somewhere and the data isn't as secure. You have to build out a whole bunch of security layers where this Power Apps version of this, once it comes out of preview, because we know preview items do come out, once it comes out of preview, this will be very powerful for organizations to be able to build applications that they can use inside their tenancies, inside their businesses that are secure with the Microsoft ecosystem and can run on mobile phones and tablets because Power Apps is its own application that you can run all of your built apps through it. So I think it's pretty cool. You've got quick and easy built the agent out. Now we're going to see this develop over the next few months. I'm sure this is going to be right up there with a lot more plugins. I'm already seeing plugins for VS Code, which is Visual Studio Code, that allows us to plug in directly into this app. So we could start with this vibe coded solution inside Microsoft. And then when it needs to be hardened, or where there's things breaking because this vibe coder can't do it, we can take it over to VS Code and actually modify it in that space, either with GitHub Copilot or actually just fixing the code ourselves from there. So I know we can bring this code, its solution across to VS Code to make changes, but for end users needing to track timesheets, track a project, build out something a little bit more bespoke than Microsoft Planner, we can go straight to vibe coded Power App solutions. Now, the big one there with the data is trying to run it on the back of Dataverse. We can actually ask it at the start to run it against a SharePoint list as the data table, and then it would then build it against that SharePoint list instead. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's just a little bit of what can be done inside of Microsoft 365's vibe coded application solution. See you soon.